Look around your living room. You probably see calm, green nature. Maybe a beautiful plant on your coffee table, some trailing vines on your bookshelf, or a sleek modern plant by your bed. But what if I told you that the most popular plant sitting on your coffee table right now is silently hiding a toxic secret? Thousands of pet owners and parents rush to the ER every year because they didn't know this list. We're talking about plants that are in millions of homes right now. Plants you might have bought just last week from your local nursery or home improvement store. Today, we're revealing the 7 most common indoor plants that are actually toxic. We'll show you exactly what they look like, what happens if they're touched or eaten, the specific toxic compounds inside them, and the immediate cure you need to know that could save a trip to the emergency room. Number 1 is probably in your house right now. In fact, if you own more than 3 houseplants, chances are you have at least one of these. So stick with me through this entire video, because what you learn in the next 10 minutes could literally save your pet's life or prevent a scary situation with your child. Plant number 1, the peace lily, the deceptive beauty. First up, the peace lily, and I'm starting with this one because it is everywhere. Walk into any office, any waiting room, any apartment building lobby, and you'll see these elegant plants with their pristine white flowers. It's elegant, it cleans the air, it's actually one of NASA's top-rated air purifying plants, and it's incredibly popular because it tolerates low light and infrequent watering. But here's what most people don't know. It's not a true lily at all. It's in the Araceae family, and it's armed with something called insoluble calcium oxalate crystals. Now, let me explain what that actually means because this is important. Think of these as microscopic glass shards, literally tiny needles bundled together inside the plant cells. If a pet or child chews a leaf, these crystal bundles explode out of the cells and pierce the soft tissue of the mouth and throat instantly. The result? Intense burning pain that happens immediately. We're talking about pain so severe that pets will paw frantically at their mouths, excessive drooling, and I mean waterfalls of drool because their mouth is desperately trying to flush out the irritant, and even vomiting as their body tries to reject what they've ingested. For cats and dogs, this is terrifying because they can't tell you what's wrong. They just know their mouth is on fire. For children, you'll hear immediate crying and complaints of mouth pain. The reaction is almost instantaneous, within seconds of chewing the leaf. The remedy? So if this happens, act fast, but don't panic. Step 1, remove any plant matter from the mouth immediately. Use your fingers, a cloth, whatever you need to get every piece out, because the longer it stays in contact, the more crystals are released. Step 2, rinse the mouth gently with cool water. For pets, you can use a syringe without a needle or let them lap water naturally. For children, have them rinse and spit repeatedly. Step 3, offering milk or yogurt can sometimes help bind those crystals and soothe the pain. The proteins in dairy create a coating effect. Don't force it, but offer it. And here's the key thing. Most peace lily incidents are not fatal, but they are extremely uncomfortable and scary. Prevention is your best bet. If you have this plant and you have curious pets or small children, move it to a high shelf or consider giving it to a friend who doesn't have those risk factors. Plant number 2, the devil's ivy or pothos, scientifically known as Epimembrum aureum. It's famous because you literally cannot kill it. I've seen these plants survive in dark offices with only fluorescent lights, in bathrooms with no windows, in college dorms where they're forgotten for weeks. This is the plant that people joke about being indestructible, but it might try to hurt you back. Like the peace lily, it's packed with those nasty calcium oxalates. Same toxic weapon, different plant. And here's why pothos is particularly problematic. Because it's a trailing vine. Those leaves dangle and move, which makes them incredibly tempting to cats who like to bat at things. Dogs might grab a vine out of curiosity. Small children can easily reach trailing vines that hang at their eye level. Even a small nibble, just 1 or 2 bites of a leaf, can cause lips and tongue to swell rapidly, sometimes within just a few minutes. The mouth becomes intensely painful. You'll see drooling that doesn't stop. The animal might refuse to eat or drink because their mouth hurts too much. It's rarely fatal, and I want to emphasize that because I don't want you to panic, but it is terrifying for a pet owner to watch your beloved animal in this kind of distress, pawing at their face, drooling everywhere, clearly in pain and unable to tell you what's wrong. Here's your action plan if this happens. First, if you catch them chewing it, stop them immediately. Don't wait to see if symptoms develop. They will. Step 2, wash any sap off the skin or mouth area with mild soap and water. The sap itself can cause irritation, so clean it off gently but thoroughly. Step 3, offering milk or yogurt can sometimes help bind those crystals and soothe the pain. The proteins in dairy create a coating effect. Don't force it, but offer it. And here's the key thing. Most pothos incidents are not fatal, but they are extremely uncomfortable and scary. Prevention is your best bet. If you have this plant and you have curious pets or small children, move it to a high shelf or consider giving it to a friend who doesn't have those risk factors. Plant number 3, the snake plant, the bedroom staple. You probably have this one in your bedroom for better sleep. The snake plant, or mother-in-law's tongue, scientifically called Sansevieria trifasciata, though it's recently been reclassified as Dracaena trifasciata if you want to be technical. This plant became hugely popular because it releases oxygen at night instead of carbon dioxide like most plants, so it actually improves air quality while you sleep. It's tough as nails, tolerates low light, you can forget to water it for a month, and it still looks perfect. But it contains saponins, and this is a completely different type of toxin than what we've talked about so far. Saponins are natural compounds that plants produce as a defense mechanism. They're essentially the plant's built-in insecticide. They disrupt the digestive systems of insects that try to eat the plant. The problem is, saponins don't distinguish between insects and mammals. For dogs and cats, this is a gastrointestinal nightmare. Nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea are the hallmarks here. Not just mild stomach upset, we're talking severe gastric distress. The vomiting can be repeated and intense. The diarrhea can lead to dehydration quickly, especially in smaller pets. And here's what makes it tricky. Unlike the calcium oxalate plants where pain is immediate, with saponins, there might be a delay of several hours. Your pet might chew the plant in the afternoon and not show symptoms until that evening or even the next morning, which makes it harder to connect the dots and figure out what caused the problem. The remedy? Here's what you need to know about treatment. There is no specific antidote for saponin toxicity other than time and hydration. The treatment is supportive care, managing symptoms while the toxin works its way through their system. Remove access to the plant immediately. Pick up any fallen leaves or pieces. Do not induce vomiting unless a vet specifically tells you to, as it can cause more irritation coming back up and could potentially cause aspiration if vomit gets into the lungs. Focus on hydration. Offer fresh water constantly. If they're vomiting and can't keep water down, try offering very small amounts frequently, like a teaspoon every few minutes, rather than a whole bowl at once. And for prevention, if you want to keep your snake plant, put it somewhere completely out of reach, or honestly, consider swapping it for a pet-safe alternative. There are other bedroom-friendly plants that won't cause these issues. Plant number 4. The ZZ plant, Zamioculcas zamiifolia. It looks fake because it's so perfect, with those thick, glossy leaves that seem almost plastic. This plant has exploded in popularity over the last decade because it tolerates low light, irregular watering, and general neglect. It's the perfect office plant, the perfect apartment plant. But that glossy shine hides irritant compounds that affect humans and pets alike. For pets who chew the leaves, they're getting that sap directly into their mouth and digestive system. Same calcium oxalate crystals we talked about earlier, but in a particularly concentrated form. The result is immediate mouth pain, excessive drooling, vomiting, and sometimes diarrhea. The throat can swell, making it difficult to swallow or breathe. The remedy? Prevention is key. Wear gloves every single time you handle this plant. Trimming, repotting, even just moving it around. Gloves on. If the sap gets on you despite precautions, wash immediately with heavy soap and warm water. Scrub thoroughly. Some people find rubbing alcohol helps neutralize the sap. After washing, apply hydrocortisone cream to reduce itching. Antihistamines like Benadryl can help too. If ingested, rinse the mouth thoroughly and remove all plant material. Offer milk or yogurt to help neutralize those crystals. Monitor for swelling, especially around the throat. If breathing becomes difficult at all, this is an emergency. Get to a vet immediately. And for prevention, keep this plant completely out of reach of pets and children. Don't put it on the floor or low tables. And when you prune it, dispose of the cuttings immediately in a sealed bag where curious pets can't find them. Plant number 5, aloe vera, the medicine that bites back. This one is ironic and catches people completely off guard. Plant number 5 is aloe vera, world famous for healing burns and soothing skin. You've probably used aloe gel on a sunburn. It's been used medicinally for over 6,000 years. But did you know the skin of the plant is actually toxic? The clear gel inside is safe. That's the medicinal part. But the yellow layer just under the skin contains anthraquinones, which are powerful laxatives. When pets chew a whole aloe leaf, which they often do because the plant looks appealing, they get that yellow latex along with the gel. The result is severe cramping and dehydration in pets if they chew the whole leaf. We're talking painful abdominal cramping, profuse watery diarrhea that leads to rapid dehydration, vomiting, tremors, and lethargy. For cats especially, this is dangerous. They're more sensitive to these compounds than dogs. The remedy. If your pet turns your aloe plant into a chew toy, remove the plant immediately. Ensure they have access to plenty of fresh water to counter the dehydration. Offer it constantly. With the diarrhea and potential vomiting, they're losing fluids fast. Monitor them closely for signs of severe dehydration, sunken eyes, dry gums, lethargy, skin that doesn't bounce back when you gently pinch it. If you see any of these signs, or if the diarrhea is severe and frequent, contact your vet immediately. They may need IV fluids. So, does this mean you need to throw all these plants in the trash? Absolutely not. These are beautiful plants that have benefits. Air purification, aesthetic value, they bring nature into your home. It just means you need to be smart about placement. Put them high up, completely out of reach of paws and curious hands. Use hanging planters. Put them on tall shelves. Create a plant shelf near the ceiling. Make them physically impossible for pets and children to access. Clean up fallen leaves immediately. Those are just as toxic. Wear gloves when handling or pruning them, and educate anyone else in your home about which plants are dangerous. But if you want a list of plants that are 100% safe for pets and kids, indestructible, and actually clean your air better than these, you need to watch this video next. It's the safe plant list every pet owner and parent should have. I'm talking about plants like spider plants, Boston ferns, prayer plants, all gorgeous, all safe, all easy to care for. Click the card appearing right now or check the link in the description. And if this video helped you identify a toxic plant in your home, hit that like button so more pet owners and parents can see this information. Subscribe so you never miss plant safety tips. Drop a comment telling me which of these plants you have. I read every comment. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.